You and me at least, who are in the portfolio of Krishna. So if you see a Shiva temple, a Durga temple, you offer your obeisances. They are great Vaishnavas. We offer obeisances to each other, vancha kalpa, vancha kalpa, vancha kalpa. Why not to them then? But we should not consider them as God. That is what Prabhupada meant. Because in India, that's what they do. They're all different. All gods are one. That's another theory. And all paths lead to the one. Yatomat tatopat. Like many other groups in India. Spiritual, so-called spiritual groups. Misleading. No. If you're going to buy a ticket to Georgia and you're going to be on that plane will take you to Georgia. It is not going to take you to Toronto. And you say, no, if I take the plane to Toronto, it will eventually take me to Georgia. No, my dear sir. That's not going to happen. So the thing is that we have to be very careful. And in order, the intelligent class, in this purport it is mentioned, must admit the Lord as the ultimate source. Then we get more blessings. We actually, whatever we have, Prabhupada says that even if you have a nice, beautiful wife or you have money, actually if you are using it for your own enjoyment, then you are stealing. Actually, Krishna is the enjoyer. Krishna is the bhokta. Bhoktaram sarva yajna tapasya. So if we have that consciousness that Krishna, this is your blessing, that you have given me a nice home, a nice wife, nice children, nice family, nice association. You have given me these nice skills how to make money. You have given me these nice skills how to preach. You have been giving me nice skills of how to serve you. It is all glories only to you. It is only because of you. Everything is coming through you. And you're so kind that you send pure devotional service, you send gurus like Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada is Krishna's Kripa Murti. Krishna personified in his Kripa. Gauravani Pracharine. Prabhupada is what? He is Gauravani. He is Sakshat, the words of Srimad personified of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada. That is why we have to learn and understand the pranam mantras. Recently we were fortunate to give a seminar on Prabhupada's pranam mantra in Vrindavan Dham. And it was a 2-day seminar. Almost 4.5 hours just on the pranam mantra. And it's amazing how Prabhupada's pranam mantra is so deep and full of Gaudiya Siddhanta and Gaudiya Rasa, both. But we sometimes just mechanically say things and that's it, that's the end of the thing. There's so many bhajans every morning we sing Mangalarti, Samsara Davanal. It is also so deep. If you meditate on each word while chanting the holy names, it will reveal you. Our acharyas, when we hear their commentaries, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has written this wonderful bhajan eulogizing, appreciating the Guru Tattva. Vande Guru Shri Charnar Vindam. The lotus feet of the Vaishnavas, the lotus feet of the Guru. So there is so much deep meaning in it. So we have to appreciate that. Namam Vishnupada Krishna Vishta Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Tam Shri Varsha Bhanvi Devi Daitaya Kripa Abday Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Nama Madhurojjala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhakti Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti. He is the personified Karuna Shakti, the merciful Shakti, the merciful energy of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigraha. Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigraha means person, a body, embodiment. Like in the Vedic culture, everything is personified. Ganga, river, there is a Ganga Devi. Surya, there is a Surya Dev. Vivaswan, we have that information. Chandra, there is a Chandra Dev. Vayu, there is a Vayu Dev. There is a person behind everything. And all of these are because of Krishna's mercy. So Gaur Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya. He is the embodiment of Gauranga Mahaprabhu's Shakti Vigrahaya. Namastute. I offer my respectful obeisance. Namaste Gauravani. He is also Gauravani. Just like Prabhupada Gauravani Pracharine. He is the personification of Gauranga Mahaprabhu's Vani, his teachings, his words. So these acharyas are expansions, Shaktiavesh avatars of Krishna, Karuna Shaktis of Krishna. So everything that we see, intelligent persons who see a hand of Krishna in everything that is there. Everything. this is the whole thing, and then one will get the formula for peace of mind. In this purport it says, accepting loving bhakti or devotional service. It is just like when in the end of this purport it says, the will of the Father of faithful sons. One is a faithful son when one executes the will of Father. When the Christians say that Jesus is the Son of God, and when Jesus says that I am the Son of God, what does that mean? Unfortunately, the Christians have twisted that He is the only Son of God. No. Jesus never said that. He said He did say that I and the Father are one. But what does that mean? I and the Father are one means not again Mayavad concept that I am that God. No, He clearly says I am my Father. So I am the Son of God. Means what? I am the representative in doing the will of God. And a son is a real son when he actually fulfills the will or the desire of the Father. And because he fulfilled the desire of God, he is known as the Son of God. But he is not the only Son of God. According to time, place and circumstances, Bhagavan or Krishna sends different representatives or different sons who are very happily executing His will. And therefore I and the Father are one. Because I know what my Father thinks and I know what my Father wants. Just like a devoted wife or a devoted husband, without even saying anything, wife knows what he needs and husband knows what she needs. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. What does that mean? Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam, mana according to the Vedic culture is in the heart, in the core of the heart, not here. Buddhi is here. The mana or the mind is within the core of the heart, along with the residence of Paramatma Atma. So the mana is situated here, the mind. And Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam means in the core of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's heart. Sthapitam Jena Bhutale. He established all the desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who is that personality? Rupa Goswami. So that is the will. So Rupa Goswami is a good son of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We can say so. Just as Jesus is a good son of God. Because he does the will of the Father. And sometimes even the Father doesn't have to spell it out. The Father has that will that how will all these in Kali Yuga, these souls be delivered in America, in Europe, and even in India, who are being followers now of the Western culture. So then this wonderful personality in Golok Vrindavan, who is a dear servitor of Radharani, immediately says, I will go. Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namne Namaste Saraswati Devi. And he, Krishna Presthaya Bhutale, he came from Golok Vrindavan because Krishna's desire was there to fulfill, to give up his wonderful sweet company, his personal association, because it was Krishna's desire to save rascals like us, rascals like me, rather. I had to come across Prabhupada's movement because Prabhupada wanted to execute the will of Krishna. There are millions and millions of devotees in the spiritual world. As a matter of fact, the spiritual world is 3/4 of the entire creation. 1/4 is material. So we are minorities, by the way. 3/4 is full of effulgent living beings. So yatra sirabhi surabhibhyascha sumhan. Krishna is tasting all those wonderful entities, all those devotees. But not everybody is cut out to do the special will of Krishna and the desire. But Prabhupada did that. Prabhupada became the commander-in-chief of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan band. Mahaprabhu desired that Prithvi cha aje nagaradigram sarvatra hoibe mora naam prachar. So Prabhupada fulfilled that desire. So he is the real son. He is Hari's son. Harrison. George Harrison, Prabhupada, because he served. So that's the point here. So then when we can get sincere, it brings sincere peace and prosperity in our human society. Because if all leaders are like that, they're not selfish, they don't take the credit to themselves, whether it is a politician or a very big engineer or a doctor or a scientist and even demigods, if they think that all this is good qualities are coming to me because of Krishna's mercy, then they are very sattvic in nature. They will always do good to the society. They are the hands of Krishna. And the hands of Krishna means means protecting. Hands are meant for protection. If you see in war, how do you fight? Mostly with your hands, the weapons. So these are clearly mentioned in the beginning itself that these hands are meant for the protection. So anybody who's been given with the expansions of Krishna's hands has been given those powers are not meant for abusing, but it is meant for protecting the general mass. This is the essence of today's verse. And the purport. Thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. If there are any questions, comments, or reflections.
This Prabhupada discovered different levels of consciousness. So the worship of Durga is materialism, and then Ganesh, and then Surya, and then impersonal Vishnu, and like the different levels of consciousness. So this worship of Ganesh corresponds to the worship of the mass of people. Can you say something about that?
Yes, because generally the mass of people, they are addicted to material things. And because Lord Ganesh has been given that portfolio, Durga Devi has been given that portfolio, Lord Shiva very easily gives material benedictions. He's Ashutosh. Just you offer a little water and a little bay leaves and you ask him something sincerely, material he will give it. He's Ashutosh, very easily satisfied. So the reason why they do that, because for the public, is basically they have these tendencies or these great material desires, so somebody has to satisfy them. Because Krishna situated within their heart knows their desires. So then he has given the work, like supposing if we have a company, so there's different departments. As soon as you walk in, there is a department where there's a reception who will greet you. Then that person will ask you, okay, what is your desire? Oh, I've come here to see the purchase manager. So then you will be directed to that particular department. And in the purchase manager's department, you may first have to meet that secretary. And then the secretary will take you to the manager, depending on how qualified you are, whether or not you deserve to meet him so that you don't waste his time. So in other words, we have all these material desires. So Krishna is so kind in one sense that he fulfills those material desires because we desire to be like him, because we wanted to enjoy like him. So he made this sansar. He made this special place where there is repeated birth and death. And because of making this sansar, somebody has to run it and somebody has to fulfill those desires until one realizes, comes to the point that all these material things that I have obtained since time immemorial, they're not really giving me full satisfaction. So then Krishna has a different department for that. And then he directs them to sadhus, to real Vaishnavas, so that we get elevated slowly and then we start worshipping him. But also these demigods are themselves devotees. Although they may have some attachment to material things or they may have some sakam bhakti in them, but Lord Shiva, especially, he is Vaishnava Mitha Shambhu. He is the topmost Vaishnava. So he knows, he is a Mahajan. Yamraj is a Mahajan. Although he punishes, he's like a jailer. But he knows all the principles of religion. He is a great devotee of Krishna. So he does a thankless job. So these demigods also do a thankless job. Because it is Krishna's desire to supply the material needs. Somebody has to do it. So they voluntarily say, okay, I will do it. Or Krishna says, you please do it. So yes, my dear Krishna, I will do it. So this is their portfolio. It is their job that they will do to please Krishna. That is why they are known as Sura. Sura, and those who do not please Krishna or they are against Krishna, they are known as Asuras, demons. So Suras means that those who are demigods, those who are worshippers of Krishna, those who understand Krishna's position. Akla Krishna Ishwara Arsha Britta, Chaitanya Charitamrita. That only Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and Arsha Britta, everybody else are servants. So they know their position. And because they know their position, they are blessed even further. But if we are arrogant, sometimes as devotees, we think we know everything. We do a particular seva so nicely. Sometimes we get so arrogant. Nobody does it better than me. And because of that arrogance, that fall down will come very soon if we are not on our guard. We have to always, if somebody appreciates our seva, we have to not only, initially we may not mean it, at least say it, but eventually that realization comes. It is by the mercy of Vaishnavas. It is by the mercy of the sincere followers of Prabhupada, who is, especially the second generation or third generation, that It is by the mercy of the followers of Prabhupada that we got this knowledge, we got this opportunity to do bhakti. It is by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. It is not on my own. There is no way. And when we keep that consciousness, we will advance in leaps and bounds. The blessings will flow as it is mentioned in this verse. Then the blessings will flow. But if we are arrogant and we think we are independent, then Krishna says, that's fine, my dear. Be independent. Another bunch of time immemorial years. Stay here. I have made this. And then there are demigods to help you if you need any of your material desires. You need a nice car, nice wife, nice this, nice that for your senses. I have made arrangements for you. No problems. As long as you like. No rush. But it would be nice if you can come to me because I know you will be more happier. Make sense? Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes, Mata.
Can I ask, sometimes we may go to astrologer and they recommend, oh, you have this obstacle, go to Ganesh, pray, offer this prayer, and it's like that. Do you think that as devotees we should do that, or we should just depend on those?
Very interesting question. I personally feel, this is my personal conviction, that Krishna is sufficient to remove all obstacles. Nrsimhadev is sufficient. But at the same time, we have not that level of surrender. Now it is a personal call. Please try to understand. I'm not trying to, it is completely a personal call. If we have that surrender and full faith in Krishna, then there is no need. Krishna can kick out any bad planets that are bothering us. But because our surrender is not so complete, then our past karma will still act on us. Just like Prabhupada gave the example. Somebody asked this question, then why do devotees suffer? Even after taking the Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada said that you see this fan is going on at full speed. And when you take to Krishna consciousness, you're shutting the switch off. Now when you shut the switch off, what happens? Does the fan come to an abrupt stop? No, it still has a lot of revolutions before it comes to a full stop. So we still have to face the past reactions. And slowly, Krishna consciousness will burn those. Like Krishna says, what is the condition though? Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. That where is that mam ekam sharanam? And because that doesn't happen, those reactions will come. They will of the past. But as we mature in our devotional service and hopefully we will be surrendering to Guru and Krishna more and more, then the fan will come to a complete stop. But until then, those karmic reactions we have to face. That is why devotees see what we see sometimes. And some people are very, very silly to comment on devotees. They make mistakes or they are sometimes materialistically inclined. They fall into the trap of Maya. And then they immediately, oh, the Hare Krishnas are like that. Oh, and even our own family members sometimes they say, oh, you're chanting and you're doing it. And how come you get so angry? Or how come you have so these bad qualities? So does that mean I should give it up? If I didn't have this, probably I would be worse. So thank your stars that right now I'm just yelling and screaming and not actually putting you in the wall. I'm giving you a black and a blue eye. This is because Krishna's mercy in one sense, So people don't think that we have taken to this Krishna consciousness probably. It may have started, a seed may have started in our last birth or two, and we have actually taken in the last 30, 40, 50 years. But since still time immemorial, we have been addicted with this layers and layers and layers of nonsense. So how can you just immediately get rid of it? It takes some time. Utsaha, nischaya, dhairya, Rupa Goswami says. Dhairya, patience. Prabhupada says that you may love you, that you get a baby, a child, but you still have to wait minimum say 9 months. You cannot, you just think and then the next morning you wake up, there's a baby in your bed. Right? The process is there. So the thing is, yes. And those who feel that there is a need, but the only main problem that I do have, personally now speaking, is we cannot find the good astrologers. They're all about either half science or less knowledge, and it's all about making money. Or even if you find somebody who is genuine and who is not even asking money, this astrology is a very deep science. Actually, our Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada was an expert. That is why he got the name. He wrote a treatise called Surya Siddhanta, and the Calcutta University accepted it. Great astrologers accepted it. And that is why he got this title, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Because of that book that he wrote, Surya Siddhanta Saraswati He wrote that. So in that, Saraswati Thakur was given to him that special name. So he if you have an astrologer like him, and if he recommends something, jump for it. And in the meantime, if you cannot, then you're taking your chances. Then you may be misled. Then it can play on your mind. Then things like you end up spending thousands of euros on rings and stones and this and that, and finally it doesn't work, then you've wasted your time. So you would rather spend your time on chanting the holy name, concentrate more on your 16 good, better, best on your rounds. That will kick out any kind of bad planets that are there. And even the demigods will come and say, let me assist you. You are such a wonderful devotee of Krishna. Then let me, even Lakshmi Devi will come and assist you. Yes, if there is financial problems. So Krishna knows what is best for us. Especially for a devotee, he takes personal charge of the devotees. Then all other agents are out. Now you are directly under my supervision. Krishna sees. So sometimes we see that we have difficulties. That is also Krishna's mercy. He will give us only pain and suffering that will cut our karma fast and how much we can tolerate. Being devotees, he knows the level of our tolerance. The more advanced the devotee, the more pain he gives them. Can we see that? Prabhupada's personal life. We don't even have to go as far as the gopis. How much pain he gave the gopis. But he knows that they can endure it. He gives them the Shakti. He gives them the energy, the intelligence to tolerate it. And thereby, when he does that, it increases their love for him. Mother Kunti says, give me more trouble so I can remember you more. So sometimes we pray, we don't get the money, we don't get the health or whatever. There's a very particular reason. Be rest assured that we are under the direct supervision of Krishna, not any demigod, not under any other planet. We are directly under the supervision of Krishna. Prabhupada says, I can't remember the exact word. Have you heard of that book, Mukundamala Stotra? Of King Kulashekar? And Prabhupada, I think in the cover page or somewhere in the introduction or in the back, it's been many years that Krishna deals with every devotee on a very specific level. Just like the fingerprints are different on every finger. So our karmic reactions are also different. You are a devotee, you have a different set of karma from me. You have a different set of karma from him or her, etc. So Krishna knows all that. So he specifically deals with every devotee in a very specific way. It is not one general formula that the way he will deal with you will deal with you. Because he knows exactly what our bad karmas are and how we can neutralize them as soon as possible. Because if there is no pain, I don't think any one of us would have come to Krishna consciousness. If you really reflect in our lives, why did we take to Krishna consciousness? Not just because we liked the philosophy, we actually went as arthis, most of us. Krishna says there are 4 types of people who come to me: arthi, artharthi, jnani and jigyasu. Arthi means those who are sad or miserable, who are suffering. So we wanted to stop our suffering. That is why Krishna consciousness attracted us. I don't know. At least that's what it was for me. I can be very honest about it and open about it. Because other things didn't work in my life. And this has started working. And I'm very thankful to the devotees and Srila Prabhupada. So that's what it is. And Krishna knows that what our problems are, what we were in our last lives, how to neutralize it as soon as possible. We've got a big baggage. Huge. Now he's trying to cut it very short by whatever little sufferings that we have to, so that hopefully we will remember him even more and more. And that way it will cut it off completely. That fan will come to a full stop. Thank you very much. I hope that answers your question. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all the Vaishnavas. Panchakalpataru Vishnu Pandiram Bhavanam Gaur Premanand.
Vi måste ta frukost nu.
Yes, and we'll finish it.
Ja, för att jag måste åka.
Yes, yes.
So, take a little breakfast, and if you like, you can come with me to the city.
Okay.
And then you can move on. I have to do something.
No problem. Jai Shri Shri Gaur Sundar Ki.
And then you can move around there.
Yeah. I can even come back on my own if you just
Yeah.
guide me.
Yeah.
I can do that. It's no problem.
You have a GPS? Or?
I have a GPS.
Yeah, so I give you the address.
Yeah.
Eva, kan du hjälpa mig?
Jag tar upp.
Ja.
Är det öppet?
Nej.
Jag kanske öppet.
Ska jag ta en och du kan ta en?
Today is January the 3rd, right?
Yes. Yes, det var det.
New Year already. Wow. So, ready to go back to Georgia? Okay. You have a wonderful, safe journey and enlighten everyone with your wonderful kirtans, Prabhu. And your dancing.
Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Welcome back again. Hare Krishna. No happy for